Hey, everybody, it's Mr. Greg. I am so excited to get to talk to my friend Keri. Hey, Keri.
Hi. Thanks for having me on the go.
Thanks for joining us. So, you're going to notice if you normally watch our lives, normally I'm at home doing my live. Well, I am actually on my way back to Texas, to Dallas, because we just finished a conference in Oklahoma. So, I'm coming to you live from the car somewhere in Texas. Right, here's Angela. Jesse's driving. Yay. So Jesse's going to focus on the road so that there are no mishaps while we're live. So I'm really excited to talk to Keri because I know this is a topic that people struggle with. It's something that stresses teachers out. So I can't wait to dive into small groups and centers. But I want to let everybody know that we are doing a giveaway. We're giving away a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. All you have to do to enter tonight's giveaway is hit the share button and join us in the comments. So the more you share and the more you comment, the more chances you have to win a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. So let's get those comments going. Let me know if you have questions about small groups and about centers and aligning them to the science of reading. Let me know, where are you? Where do you teach? What grade do you teach? Are you on summer break? If not, how long do you have? So all the things. So get in the comments, let us know all the things. And the more you comment, the more you share, the more chances you have to win a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. So Keri, tell everybody who you are. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I am Keri Brown. I'm from Alabama. I sound super country today for some reason. I was like, ooh, it's worse than normal. But I just finished up my 17th year
Wow.
and I'm currently an interventionist in probably my favorite job ever, even though I really love teaching kindergarten. But intervention is like a very special place just because I get to see so many kids. So love it.
Love it, love it. Well, and I love that you are an interventionist because you, like you said, you get to see so many kids and not just kindergarten.
Yeah. I mean, it is a little sad. I do miss having like my own classroom family. So it's kind of sad because I get really close to some of them. And it's like, oh, but those aren't really like my kids. But I do get to see tons of children throughout the year.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so let me ask you this. Of all of all of the grades that you see, and you can't say kindergarten, which one would be your favorite?
Well, this is easy because my school is just K2. So it's only first or
Oh,
second grade to choose from now.
okay.
So I'm gonna say first grade. Like I had some first graders this year. That is funny. One of the other interventionists, she said they turned into like my Velcro kids. So if they would see me anywhere else in the school, they would just like towards me like little magnets and wouldn't leave me alone. Or if there's like a reason they couldn't come to me that day, they're like, "Why didn't we come? Why didn't I come today? Where were you? What were you doing? Why didn't you see us?" Blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, I had a meeting." But
I
yeah,
love that. Well, like you just reminded me of something because like you were talking about like you miss building that family in your classroom, but I think I think interventionists, like, because you work in such small groups, like so closely with the kids, you bond in a different, like
yep.
in a different way. Because I'm thinking about one of our interventionists retired this year, and so she
Mhm.
was in my classroom, and I I told the kids, I said, "Oh, today's Miss Rhodes' last day. Like, she's been a teacher for, like 36 years, and today she's retiring, which means she's done teaching and she's not going to be back." And one of my little boys who went to her, he started crying. Like, he was very emotional that it was like her last, like not just her last day, but like she was retiring. And it made me realize in that moment, like, even though you see them for like, a little bit of time, like you see them in such a small, intimate setting, like you really bond with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's special.
Right? It really is. Like you have a really special connection with them. So I love that. Well, listen, Keri is joining us for Elevate Virtual. She's going to be teaching us and helping us with our small groups and our centers. So give us a little peek into your session, and then we'll talk a lot more about small groups and centers.
So I have to say, reading is not my favorite subject. Like, I really love math. And so when everything started moving over to the science of reading, it wasn't like a huge shift for me because I had already done a ton of trainings and I had already done a bunch of stuff. But it was like very small things that I still needed to tweak. And you know how when somebody tells you, oh, you got to change this and you got to change that and you got to change it. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to change anything because I know in 2 or 3 years you're going to tell me to change something else. But this is something that like we all need to change. And so
Right.
I thought, okay, it would be a good idea to kind of share like small tweaks that I did that wasn't going to like overwhelm me. It's going to be super easy, but you're still doing everything that you need to do to help your kids and to be aligned with the science of reading and what research says. So that's pretty much what my session is, just like small things, super easy tweaks that we can make for centers and for small groups where you're aligning yourself with the science of reading, but you're also not like stressing yourself out hardcore.
I love that because you're right. Like it it's been, I think the last few years it's been so much, like, and so much learning and unlearning and making some changes, that it is overwhelming. And when it gets to be overwhelming, we don't want to do it. Right. And so I love that you're focusing on the small things, because the overall, like, it's been a big shift for so many of us. Right. And so I love that you're focusing on these small little things that any of us can do. Right. And it's not going to overwhelm us. It's not going to be too much. So I love that. And I love that you are talking about it from the point of that you don't like reading is not your favorite thing to teach. So I love that you're being open about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a total math girl, but I mean, I do like reading a lot. So don't get me wrong, but it's just not the thing that I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's like really fun. And so I know there's probably a lot of people who are just like me, where they're like, oh, that's not my favorite thing. And so sometimes when it's not your favorite thing, we tend to not try as hard or care as much because we like something else a little better. So we spend more of our energy on the things that we really, really like. And so that's why I
Right.
was like, I gotta make some shifts. I gotta do this, even though it's not my favorite thing in the world.
Right. I love that. Okay, well, go ahead and give us one small shift that we can make.
Ooh. Okay. So I kind of don't want to tell what it is
Oh,
because I want everybody to sign up for the virtual. Because when I did this, was it last summer or maybe 2 summers ago? Even though I've shifted some things around, but I did this in person for Elevate. And this is something that a lot of people messaged me about. And it's a very small thing that I did to help my kids sound out words, children who couldn't do it, but you got to watch the video to see what it is. And I even had somebody message me and said, like, I think she's an interventionist. She was like, oh my gosh, my kids could not sound out words. They just couldn't segment them. We started doing this, and like all of her groups, like instantly could sound out the words and do it. But I don't want to tell what it is because you got to watch the virtual to see what it is.
all right. Well, listen, y'all. There you go. Carrie has a secret for getting our kids to sound out words, and the only way to learn that secret is to sign up for Elevate Virtual. So you want to click the links to get registered for Elevate Virtual and use the code Keri, Keri, to save an extra 25% off, which means you can register for Elevate Virtual for $75. So you're going to save yourself some money, and you're going to learn Carrie's secret for sounding out words. And if you know Carrie, you know it's going to be good, right?
Oh, that's
So
sweet.
click that link, use the code Carry to save yourself an extra 25%. What do you get with Elevate Virtual? Y'all, you get 90 days virtual on demand access to 36 sessions, including 4 keynotes. You get hundreds of dollars, over $500 in materials to download for your classroom. Y'all, listen to that. You're going to pay $75 to register, and we're giving you $500 in materials. So, what are you waiting for? Like,
Uh,
never mind all of the content. Like, you're getting all of these materials to use in your classroom. So there you go. That's all you need to know. You're also going to be entered to win $10,000 in giveaways. We have You get a certificate of contact for 36 contact hours and so much more. We've made it super easy. Not only can you watch anytime, anywhere for 90 days from June 1st to August 31st, but you can watch on the app. So you literally can watch it anywhere, anytime. And I'm going to tell y'all something I learned this. So I was just at a conference, and I love when I'm at conferences because I will meet teachers and their husbands. And the husbands always say to me, "Oh, you're the voice that I always hear." Well, this husband at this conference totally threw his wife under the bus because he said, "Oh, my wife watches you in the shower," which is a total first. So the great thing about Elevate Virtual is you can even watch it in the shower. So you can get your PD on in the shower. Like, what more do you want? So click the links, use the code Keri, Keri, to save an extra 25% off, which will get you registered for $75. And right, Crystal says, my husband definitely knows your voice. I love that. But are
Wow.
you watching in the shower, Crystal? That's what we want, or Krista, that's what we want to know. So talk a little bit more, especially some small group stuff, because this is another area where I think sometimes we make it harder than it has to be. And I think that's an area where teachers struggle. So talk to us a little bit about small groups.
So I want to say the biggest shift, and it was all in my brain, all in my head, obviously, because most of the time that's where the issue is in our heads, was like switching over to doing like heart words. I just could not get with it. And I don't know why. And so like I found this little method that kind of works for me now to do heart words, because in my brain I was just like, okay, why are we calling them heart words? Why are we doing this? But why? Like I'm the why person. Like I need people to tell me the why. Why am I doing this? Why does it have to be like this? Why are we doing like why? Why? And so for the long, I was like, why are we doing that? Why do I need to put a heart over stuff? Why do I need to tell the kids to do that? And I don't know, my brain was just like fighting doing that for the longest. And so I think that's the hardest thing that I had to shift. And so for me, I started including that in our daily little routine just because I hated doing it. I'm just gonna be honest. I didn't like to do it. And so now Heartwords is more of my likable things about reading just because I had to force myself into putting it into a routine. So a lot of what I talk about is just creating a routine that works for you. A routine, like I go through the routine that I do every day, especially because I do intervention now. And I did have some reading groups as well as math groups this year. And we were very routine and just like every day we're doing the same thing, and before you knew it, they were reading. Because I got some 8-year olds this year who were in first grade, could not read at all. And literally just routine the routines we did, and I'm saying it's because of that, because I don't care, I could have been doing anything else, but it was because every single day we did the exact same thing, and we were very structured and very routine. And by December they were blending words, because at first they didn't even know all their letters, didn't know all their sounds. It was rough, but
And you hit it, like you hit the nail on the head. Structured and every day, and explicit, intentional work. Chantal just said in the comments, I need to make sure I'm very intentional. Yes. And that's a shift that I had to make with small groups as well, is being intentional, because we have 10 minutes, right? That small group time is so limited. So you
mm-hmm,
have to be very intentional with that time to target what the kids need so that you can help them and support them and move them. So I love that you're talking about that. Um, and lots of people are also talking about the why, like they want to know all of the why too. And that's another thing that makes Elevate so unique, is that Elevate requires all of our presenters
mm-hmm,
to be backed by current academic research. And so everything you're getting from Elevate Virtual is coming from active, current teachers and educators who are working in schools and classrooms. And what we're doing is backed by the latest research. And so not only are we telling you this is what you should do, this is how you can do it, but we're telling you why to do it and why it works. Um, Micah says, I love a good routine. My principal came to observe and came to observe in February and was shocked when my small groups were not interrupted. But it's all about routines. And you're so right. Those routines and being intentional make all the difference in the world.
It's honestly my favorite thing. I know some people are like, small groups, but I'm like, I love small groups because like you learn so much about your kids just about like sitting at the table with them, having a little conversation, or just like, when y'all are working on words or doing whatever, and then they have to throw in that side crazy combo, but you're learning, you're like, wait, what? What'd you just say? Okay, let me ask about that later, but I heard it. And so it's like you learn so much about your kids, but it's because they feel comfortable with you.
Right. And it's, that intimate because they want one on one time, right? Like they want your attention. And so you get that in small groups. So, people are in the comments talking about small groups, the most powerful time of the day. They're essential, right? Like, yes. And you're also able to pick up more closely on where the struggle is, where the gap is, like what are they missing? Like, it's a lot harder to pick that up in a whole group, but in a small group, like with my kids, a lot of times I'll notice we're having trouble with those middle sounds. And so I really pick that up in small groups so I can target that. So listen, y'all, we are giving away not only a ticket to Elevate Virtual, but we're also giving away a premium teacher planner by Berto and Co. by the Kindergarten Smorgasbord. So you want to enter tonight's giveaways, all you have to do is hit the share button and get in the comments. The more you share, the more you comment, the more chances you have to win a free ticket to Elevate Virtual and a premium teacher planner from Berto and Co. And listen, we were just at this conference in Oklahoma, and those planners went like wildfire. People were loving them. So this is your chance to win a free teacher planner and a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. So we'll pick somebody here in about 10 minutes. So hit that share button, get in the comments. Go ahead.
I was going to say also in my session, you get a nice little download. I love to give stuff because I always think, like, if you come to my session, I don't want you to have to leave and go Google, Pinterest, TikTok, and looking for stuff. So anything that I talk about or tell you about is going to be in a download. I also give like these quick little cheat sheet routines of like wording of what you could say for all of the things that you should be doing. Like in your small group, it could be like, well, how do I do segmentation? Like if you're a new teacher, this would be great for you. Or even if you're a veteran teacher and you just want a little refresher or just like a quick little cheat sheet, I listed it all out for you on a little one-page little download. It's super easy. And so all that is there, plus some nice little cards. Like there's a lot of little nuggets, but you gotta join virtual to get it all.
And Krista says, ooh, a download. Yes, Krista, every Elevate virtual session includes downloads. So you get over $500 in digital downloads to use in your classroom. So every presenter has downloads in their session. So they're going to give you the research. They're going to talk to you about how to do it, what to do, why to do it. And they're going to give you some resources to help you do it in your classroom. And if I remember last year, Keri, your downloads were phenomenal.
Oh, my thank you.
So I can't
I
wait.
always try to include
Really,
as much as I can.
you always give so much in your downloads for Elevate Virtual. So can you give us a little example of like one of those things like that might be included? Just a little tease.
So one thing I told y'all, I don't like hard words, tricky words, none of that. So I did include a little easy sheet where you can put your own words. And this is something that you would do more whole group or like small group with multiple children. But it's just like my simple step of how I break down the words. They can put the word at the top. There's a little area for them to put the word, and then using counters or erasers, they can segment it and then they write it. If you want to do a hard word, there's a place to do that, or underline it, or whatever routine you want to do. But it's just an easy flow to go through. But it's super easy for your kids. And once they start doing it, they can start doing it on their own after you've taught them the routine. Because everything is about routine. And once you start doing it with them, they can start doing words on their own and segment those words and write those words out and learn them.
I love that. And one of the things I talked about today in my session in Oklahoma was when we're doing like the word mapping, whether it's with, phonics patterns or sight words or heart words, is like we try to change it up sometimes. So, like Dollar Tree, they had, not Dollar Tree, Walmart this spring had dinosaur eggs. like at Easter. And so I bought some of those and we used those like for the kids. That's what the kids were moving when we were doing some of those segmenting and mapping activities. So anything like that, like bring it, like try to make it more fun, right? And so
Yep.
Carrie's going to give you this routine, but if you want to change it up, you can just change the manipulative, right?
Yep. And one of my little favorite things I started doing is, you know how people used to do those, which I never did them, but it was like all the rage back in the day where they had like the little frog poster. Like if you don't know it, jump over the word.
Yes,
And I
yes.
can't remember what those were called, but I never did those. So I was reading some book anyway, and it told like instead of doing this, this is what you should do. So I made some little posters and like kid size ones that kind of changes over to what we should be doing instead of like skipping over words or looking at the picture. And so that download is also there, but it's more science of reading of what you should be doing, like decoding the word, making sure you switch the vowel if it doesn't sound right instead of just trying to guess.
Right.
And so there's new language that you can use with your kids, and that's all in there too.
I love it. I love it. Well, listen, y'all. We have about 8 minutes left with Keri, so we're going to keep chatting about small groups and science of reading. And so I want to give everybody a chance to enter tonight's giveaway. We're giving away a free ticket to Elevate Virtual and a free premium teacher planner from Berto and Co. by TKS. So all you have to do is to enter is hit the share button and get in the comments. The more you comment, the more you engage, the more the system sees you, and the more chances you have to win a free ticket or a premium teacher planner. So get in the comments. Any questions that you have, let us know. Krista says, I need small group support. And like, I think we all do. I think small groups is one of those things. And like Keri said, we get in our heads about it, right? And it's not always like as bad as we think it is. We're just kind of psyching ourselves out. So I can't wait because I know Keri's going to give us lots of nuggets, lots of good things to use to make our small groups better and more intentional. And she's
I
been
have a,
talking about it. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I have a question for you.
Uh-oh. Okay.
It's not bad. It's about this. But I mean, it could be bad, but I won't do that.
Okay.
So, what is your favorite thing about small groups?
My favorite thing about small groups is that it's that personal time you get with the kids. You know, you're in that small intimate setting, and you get, like you said, you get to, not only are you working, meeting them where they are and giving them the support they need, but you're also getting to know them because they are sharing those little things, right? And they're making those side comments, and you're like, oh, that makes sense now, right? And so
Yeah.
that's my favorite part, is that it's that intimate time that we get to be with them, and we see so much growth because of small groups. And so it's been fascinating to watch, like, you start with, that small group who are struggling sounds, and by the end of the year they're reading, right? They're decoding those words. And so that's what I love about small groups, is that it's a close, intimate, personal time, and it's so effective, so
Yep.
powerful.
Agree. And a lot of the things that we do in small groups, which is something I also talk about, can be turned into a center. So once you teach them how to do it and how to do the routine, they're ready to practice on their own. And so I take all of those ideas and then we talk about how to turn these same things into a center idea so they can keep practicing. Because you know how sometimes, which is kind of true and kind of not true. They say like if you don't use it, you lose it. Which like for kindergartners, sometimes it's true. Like they forget because they
Yes.
got a lot going on, and so if they're not using it, they may forget how to do it. And so I try to keep it going so they don't forget it and they've mastered it.
Right. And I do the opposite sometimes, is I take um centers that are like center activities that I've already prepped, and I'll use them in a small group. So
Mm,
instead of trying to like recreate the wheel, like I have all of the center stuff already prepped. So I will go and grab a center activity and use that in my small group.
yep,
And so you're not reinventing the wheel, like you're working smarter, not harder.
completely agree. Because we cut out so much stuff and take so much time making it. It's like, no, we're gonna reuse all of this and we're gonna use it for everything.
Right. I'm looking through some of the comments. Kids love centers. People are talking about using toys for word mapping. We love that. Micah says, and Micah, I've seen this a lot. Micah says, it's really sad, but in some districts in my area have stopped doing small groups. They say everything should be whole group. I have seen that, and it blows my mind. Also, this, like, we've suddenly now started doing worksheets all the time again. Like, when did any research say that worksheets are effective best practices? Like, I don't get any of that. But Micah, I have seen that too, and it blows my mind. Like, so yeah, I get it. All right. In the comments, y'all, we have about 4 minutes. So I'm going to give y'all an easy way to enter tonight's giveaway. Get in the comments and tell us what your favorite thing about small groups is. And I've seen some people, somebody said they love seeing things click with their kids, right? So get in those comments and let us know what is your favorite thing about small groups. And here in 4 minutes, we're going to pick a winner for a free ticket to Elevate Virtual, and somebody's going to win a free premium teacher planner from Berto and Co. by TKS. And if you go ahead, Keri.
I'm laughing because Katie said, "Save the trees, toss the worksheets."
Right, save the trees. Yeah, Monica says, I do worksheets sometimes for practice and assessment. Right, like they need paper, pencil. But like if I did what my curriculum required, like we would do like 8 worksheets a day. Like why? Like why? Like I cannot fathom. Like I remember we did our school and our district like did this whole big thing with the book worksheets don't grow dendrites. Like it was a huge thing, and now all of a sudden we're back to worksheets. So yeah, like I don't get the whole like not doing small groups and worksheets, but you never know.
Yeah.
So Candace makes a good point. She says, I like small groups because I like seeing exactly where kids are confusing things. And right, like, you see, you can really hone in on what the kids need. I love that. The aha moments, the smiles, seeing the smile when they know they're finally understanding, right? Time goes by much faster with small groups. Yep.
It does. Like, really? The time's already over?
Right. Yes. You're like, oh man, we're done. Okay, next group. Right. But that's why you have to be so intentional about it, is because you have such a limited time. So it has to be intentional. Rosie says, I love the off-topic conversations during small groups, right? Because that's when we learn so much about our kids.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. All right. Last chance, y'all. Hit the share button, comment. We're going to pick a winner. We're going to give away a free ticket to Elevate Virtual and a free premium teacher planner from Berto and Co. by TKS. So if you haven't shared and if you haven't commented, now's your chance. And if you haven't yet registered for Elevate Virtual, you need to register now. Believe it or not, Elevate Virtual kicks off in 2 days, right?
Crazy.
Or is it 3? 2 or 3 days, June 1st. So now's the time to get registered. The links to register are in the comments and the description. And if you enter the code KERI, KERI, you'll save an extra 25% off of your ticket. So you'll get registered for $75. That gets you 90 days on demand virtual access to 36 sessions, including 4 keynotes, over $500 worth of downloads to download for your classroom, a certificate of contact for 36 hours, $10,000 in giveaways, and so much more. And here's the thing. You want to click the link right now and register, because just like our kids, if you lose it, if you don't use it, you forget it, you're going to forget it, you'll get distracted, and then you're going to be mad because you're going to have FOMO. So click the links, get registered, use the code KERI, and make plans to be a part of Elevate Virtual this summer. We kick off on June 1st, which is coming up in like 2 or 3 days. So now is your chance. Okay, I'm not going to say your name because I don't want to butcher it, but I love this comment. Can't wait for June 1st. Elevate is the only PD that excites me. There you go, you all. That's all you need to know. Get registered. $75 if you use the code, and we're giving you $500 in stuff to download. Like, what more do you want? And you can watch anytime, anywhere, as much as you want. You can rewind, fast forward. You can watch at 3 a.m. in your bathrobe, in the shower, like whatever you want to do. So you don't want to miss out. Click the links, get registered. PD in your hammock and your PJs. That's right. PD at the beach. Like, that's the beauty of Elevate Virtual. What are you waiting for? And listen, we've had so many aha moments with Keri just in tonight's live. Imagine what you'll get from her session at Elevate Virtual, including her super top secret trick for getting kids to sound out words. So there
Yeah.
you go.
If you came in person before, you already know what the trick is. But if you did see this in person, now it's here for you virtual.
And if you haven't come to Elevate in person, you need to come to one of those too. We'll be in Nashville, Austin, and St. Paul this summer. So register for all the things Elevate and just make it a summer of Elevate. Kay
That's
says
funny.
she's
A summer of
definitely
elevate.
excited. Right? We're all, it's going to be a summer of Elevate. All right, here we go. Let's pick a winner. All right. Our winner for a free ticket to Elevate Virtual is
Do, 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 do.
Tracy Hall. Congratulations, Tracy Hall. You've won a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. Tracy, you'll need to send an email to jason@elevateyourclassroom.com and he will take care of your ticket. So, Tracy Hall, congratulations. You won a ticket to Elevate Virtual. And now let's choose a winner for a free premium teacher planner from Berto & Co. by TKS. And that winner is Laura Campion. Congratulations, Laura.
Oh,
Laura Campion, you have won a free premium teacher planner from Berto & Co. So, Laura, you will also send an email to jason@elevateyourclassroom.com and he will get you hooked up with your planner. So, congratulations, Tracy, and congratulations, Laura. So, Tracy and Laura, just when you send an email, just tell Jason, like, hey, I was on the live and I won this. Tell him what your prize was and he will take care of you. All right. Well, listen, y'all, thank you for joining us. We know the connection wasn't always perfect, but we're live in the car, having a good time driving around Dallas. So thank you all for joining us. Keri, thanks for hanging out with us.
yep, anytime.
Y'all click the links, get registered, use the code Keri to save an extra 25% off of your Elevate Virtual registration. Do it now because Elevate Virtual kicks off on June 1st. So thank you, everybody. We will see you all soon. Bye, everybody.